Hello children, in this video class we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter 10, respiration in organisms. I think you all know that all living things are made up of cell. Even if it is unicellular or big animals like multicellular, whatever it is made up of the basic structure called cell. That is why it is called as functional and structural unit. Cell is the functional and structural unit of an organism. Functional and structural unit of an organism. This cell only gives structure, and all the functions are carried out inside the cell, so that it is called as structural and functional unit of an organism. And for the function of a cell, it needs energy. If we need energy, what should we do? We will take food. All the energy is present in the food, so that we are taking the food. And that energy obtained from the nutrients present in the food. We are taking the food to get the nutrients, that only gives the energy. And that nutrients and all cannot be obtained directly as such. It should be converted. What we are taking is a complex food. In the last chapter we discussed in the human digestive system, that complex food is converted into simple food through the process called digestion. At that time, the nutrients are separated and it is absorbed and assimilated. Assimilation means what? Utilization. Absorbed and used by our body. Then only the energy is released. At the end of the digestion, the energy is released. And that energy is released with the help of oxygen. Without oxygen, the energy cannot be released. From where do we get this oxygen? This oxygen we get from the process called respiration. So, the process of breaking down of food, in cells to release energy is called respiration. And this respiration, as it takes place in a cell, it is called as cellular respiration. So, the breaking down of food in cells to release energy is called respiration, and this respiration is taking place in cells. So, it is called as cellular respiration. Hope you all understand clearly. So, the cells are the functional and structural unit of an organism, and that cells will function throughout our life. We need energy to work. When you play, you need more energy. When you sit and relax, now if you are watching the class means you will be in a still position without movement. So at that time you need less energy, but you need energy but less energy. So the energy depends on the nature of the work we do. If you do hard work, you need more energy. If you are not doing much physical work, you need less energy. For example, when you are listening the class, you are not working physically, but mentally you are working. So you need less energy. Without food, if you observe the class, will you be able to concentrate? No, definitely you can't concentrate on studies, because there will be some disturbance in your body, because your body needs energy. Not only at the time, even when you sleep, only physically you will have the rest, your mind will have the rest, but all the activities like digestion, circulation, respiration, everything, collecting the waste, everything will be functioning inside our body, that means inside the cell. So we need energy all the time, even during sleeping. Most of the time you may have that, deep sleep, pleasant sleep without any disturbance. But sometimes you may have the disturbance because of that nightmares. Nightmares means what? Kanavu. If you have the nightmares, means you won't have that feeling of sleeping well. You won't have that feeling. So at the time also your mind works. So for all the actions like walking or talking, then doing some work, cycling or playing, for listening class, for observing something, you need energy. And that energy we get from the food. So that breaking down of food in cells to release energy is called respiration, and as it takes place in the cell, it is called cellular respiration with the help of oxygen. And this oxygen we get through the process called respiration. Let us see how it is. Now, this respiration is of two types. This respiration is of two types. What are they? Aerobic and anaerobic. What are the two types of respiration? Aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. That means the aerobic respiration means the respiration takes place in presence of oxygen. In presence of oxygen. And anaerobic means in absence of oxygen. So I said oxygen is very important for respiration. So depending on that oxygen, respiration is of two types. If the respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen, it is called aerobic respiration. If the respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen, it is called anaerobic respiration. Okay, now what we take food, that is in the form of glucose. In the nutrients itself, we have studied that 6 major nutrients are present. In that, the major is the carbohydrate. We are taking carbohydrate rich food. So that is the starch, the energy stored in the form of starch. It is otherwise it is called as carbohydrate, that is the glucose. It is otherwise called as glucose. The starch is otherwise called as glucose, and its molecular formula is C6H12O6. This is the molecular formula for glucose, and this glucose is broken down in presence of oxygen, into carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. Finally, the energy will be released. So, the glucose, that is the food, what we are taking in, is broken down into carbon dioxide and water, and the energy is released in the presence of oxygen in case of aerobic respiration. In case of anaerobic respiration, that means in the absence of oxygen, what happens? The glucose is converted into, in the absence of oxygen, the glucose is converted into alcohol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. So here in aerobic respiration, carbon dioxide plus water plus energy is released. In case of in case of anaerobic respiration, glucose is converted into alcohol. For this anaerobic respiration, we may take the yeast as an example. We may take yeast as an example. Okay, now I think all of you know that yeast is an unicellular organism, that is single-celled organisms, and that yeast is a unicellular organism that lives in colonies. I'll show you that unicellular organism yeast. See, this is the yeast. Can you see that the minute round structures? So this is the unicellular organism called yeast. I'll show you another one. See, this is also yeast. That spherical structure you could see clearly in this picture. So these are the yeast. They will live in colonies. That means in groups it will live. They are unicellular organisms and they respire in the absence of oxygen. And they produce alcohol plus carbon dioxide plus energy, and as it is producing that alcohol, it will give some pungent smell and the pulipu also. For example, in case of beer and wine and all, that and all have some pungent smell. So that smell is because of that anaerobic respiration and the production of that alcohol. They have that smell. And this yeast, it is also used in baking industry. Baking industry means what? In the bakeries. For preparing that pastries or the cakes and all. So that yeast is dry yeast. Now, in case of bakeries and all, this dry yeast, it will be powdery in nature and it will be somewhat sandal in color. Powdery in nature. Even you can obtain this, you can get this in supermarket, the dry yeast. And if it is put in water, it will get activated. And it makes that food item soft by releasing this carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide gas is released, is not. For example, in making bread or cakes and all, it will be very soft because of the holes present in between them. If you get a cake, it will be so soft because some pores, small holes will be present in that cake piece. In that air and all will be present and it will be so soft, spongy in nature. That is because the carbon dioxide gas is released from that dough. Dough means what? Maavu. First they will prepare the dough to bake that. D-O-U-G-H. In the dough, from the dough, that carbon dioxide gas will be released. Because we have added added yeast in that. That yeast respires anaerobically and release that carbon dioxide, and it will be soft by releasing the alcohol, and finally they will release the energy. That is why the yeast is used in case of baking industry and in the preparation of naan தெரியும் உங்களுக்கு, like the roti, is it not? That roti and all, they will prepare the dough by adding that yeast. They will keep it aside for 6 to 8 hours. After 8 hours, if you open and see, means the volume of the dough will increase, and also it will be so soft. பார்த்தா அதிகமான மாதிரியும் இருக்கும், ரொம்ப சாஃப்டாகவும் இருக்கும். After that only they will prepare that naan and all. That is because of that yeast respires. In case of oxygen, they will cover that. So no contact with the air. Only in the air oxygen is present. So in the absence of oxygen, that yeast respires and they liberate carbon dioxide and makes the dough soft. So the yeast is respiring anaerobically and produces alcohol and carbon dioxide and energy, releases energy. It is used in the used to make that wine and beer and all. Okay, so now we saw the difference between aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic means in presence of oxygen, anaerobic means in the absence of oxygen. For anaerobic respiration, example, yeast cells. So I showed you that living yeast cells and also the dry yeast. Both I showed you. Next one, this anaerobic respiration that takes place in some other parts of our body, that is in the muscle parts, in muscles. Rasa partla the anaerobic respiration takes place. When means when you work very hard, you need more oxygen. For example, while you are playing together for 1 hour or like this, you will play, and at that time you need more oxygen. So the body, we cannot get that oxygen immediately. So for instant energy, what these muscles will do means they will produce energy through anaerobic respiration. That means in the muscle cells, the glucose will be partially converted. Partially means what? Half of the glucose only will be broken down. Not complete respiration will not take place. Half of the glucose only will be converted to produce instant energy. So glucose in muscles, they will produce lactic acid plus energy. So in muscles, anaerobic respiration will take place. That means the glucose will be partially digested in muscles, and it releases, it forms lactic acid and releases energy. And this lactic acid will be accumulated in the calf muscles. Calf muscles below the knee, முழங்கால் கீழே பின்னாடி ஆடு சதைம்பாங்க. You will have that muscle part. அந்த இடத்துல that lactic acid will accumulate. சேர்ந்துக்கும் அப்படியே. It will accumulate and it will gives you the pain because of this formation of lactic acid. And energy will be produced. அப்போதைக்கு எனர்ஜியை கொடுக்கும், but it will produce that lactic acid and it will gives you the pain. That is the reason. Pain என்ன அப்படி இழுத்து பிடிச்சுக்கோ கால். You will not be able to move. After that, what you should do? You should relax, you have to take rest, and you should give a hot water massage. அந்த இடத்துல hot water ஊற்றி தேய்ச்சி விட்டிங்கன்னா என்ன ஆகும்? Blood circulation will increase. In the blood, what is there? The hemoglobin pigment will carry oxygen. And slowly, you will get a relief from that pain. Understand, children? So we saw what is respiration, and in the two types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic. In anaerobic respiration, we saw the example for yeast, how the yeast cells respires anaerobically, and other part of the body, that is in muscles also, anaerobic respiration takes place, that is in the calf muscles. During the anaerobic respiration, the glucose will be partially converted into lactic acid and energy, and because of the accumulation of that lactic acid, we get the pain in the calf muscle, CALF. That muscle is called as calf muscle. ஆடு சதைம்பாங்க, முழங்காலுக்கு கீழே பின்பக்கமாக இருக்கிறது calf muscle. அந்த இடத்துல we will get the pain. To get relief from that pain, we should give that what? Hot water massage or bath. Okay. Now, while playing or after working very hard, what we will do? We will breathe fast. Why we are breathing fast? To get the oxygen. How do we get that oxygen? By breathing. Is it not? Because of breathing only, we are able to get oxygen. Breathing means what? Taking in air and giving out carbon dioxide. Take in oxygen and gives out carbon dioxide. Taking in oxygen means inhalation. That process of taking in oxygen is called inhalation. We are breathing in air. In the air only oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, everything is present. Our body needs oxygen. So while we breathe in air, our body will absorb the oxygen alone. So the process of taking in air is called inhalation. How do we breathe? With the help of our nostrils. Nostrils means what? The two holes present in our nose, that is called as nostrils. Through these nostrils only we inhale air. In the same way, we exhale out carbon dioxide. We give out carbon dioxide. So giving out carbon dioxide, that process is called as exhalation. So inhalation means taking in oxygen. Exhalation means gives out carbon dioxide. We don't want carbon dioxide. So the carbon dioxide will be carried by the blood and it will be sent out through the lungs and it comes out through the nostrils. So while inhaling, oxygen goes in. While exhaling, carbon dioxide percentage will be more. So you don't think only carbon dioxide will come out. Along with the oxygen and other gases, the carbon dioxide will also come out, but in inhaling air, oxygen percentage will be more, and in the exhaling air, carbon dioxide percentage will be more. So this process of taking up oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide, that is inhalation and exhalation, is called breathing. And this breathing, in a minute, the number of times a person breathes, the number of times a person breathe in a minute. A person breathe in a minute is called breathing rate. Is breathing rate. So what is breathing rate? The number of times a person breathe in a minute. That means in 60 seconds, how many times one breath is equal to one breath, breath, is equal to one inhalation plus one exhalation. That makes one breath plus one exhalation. That means one time we are taking in and giving out carbon dioxide. That makes one breath. மூச்சு வாங்குறதுங்கிறது ஒரு தடவை உள்ள இழுத்து வெளியே விட்டால் அதுதான் ஒரு தடவை மூச்சு விடுறதுங்கிறது. ஸோ ஒன் breath is equal to one inhalation plus one exhalation. That one, the number of times a person breathe in a minute, that means for 60 seconds, how many times we take in and give out carbon dioxide is called breathing rate. That is called as breathing rate. For normally the person doing normal work like reading or writing or doing some work at home, moving here and there, that is the normal function of a person. That makes that normal function. At that time the breathing rate, in average the breathing rate is 15 to 18 times per minute. That means in 1 minute a person will breathe. One breath means what? One time inhaling and exhaling. மூச்சு உள்ள இழுத்து வெளியே விடுறது one breath. So like that, in a minute, what is the average breathing rate? 15 to 18 times. Okay, then while playing, if you play or doing some hard work in agricultural field and all, cutting down trees or crops or plowing, like that, some are doing work very fast. In such cases, while doing some heavy works, what will be the breathing rate? Maximum the breathing rate will be up to 25 times per minute. நீ என்ன ஸ்பீடாக வேலை செஞ்சாலும் while running, மேரத்தானே ஓடினாலும் within 1 minute, how many times maximum you will breathe? For 25 times you will breathe. Understand? So today we studied about what is respiration, what is breathing. Breathing means just a physical process of taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. But respiration means using that oxygen during breathing. That oxygen will be used to break down the food particles, that means the glucose, into carbon dioxide and water, and also it will release energy. So if that is process is called respiration. If the respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen, it is called aerobic respiration. If the respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen, it is called anaerobic respiration. For that we saw two examples. Anaerobic respiration that takes place in case of yeast cells. That means this yeast cell is able to respire in the absence of oxygen, but what they will produce? Alcohol. They will produce alcohol and carbon dioxide and release energy, give out carbon dioxide. And also in case of muscle cells, also anaerobic respiration takes place. That means it will produce lactic acid in the muscle cells. So what happens? That gives some pain because of the accumulation of the lactic acid. Why the muscles respire? Because it needs instant energy. What we respire and that release of energy is not enough for our body. While doing heavy work or playing and all, we need extra energy. So immediately the body, how they will manage that extra energy? By anaerobic respiration. We respire and what we eat, that food is broken down and we get the energy. sometimes that energy is not enough, and immediately if our body needs energy, we have to the body has to manage. At that time the muscle cells respire and release energy, and at that time the lactic acid is produced, and that gives the pain in the calf muscles. That is called as muscle cramp. I forgot that term, muscle cramp. அந்த மாதிரி பெயின் வருதா இல்லையா, அந்த பெயினுக்கு பேர் என்னது, muscle cramp. We get that muscle cramp. அப்படியே இழுத்து தசை பிடிச்சிக்கும். We will not be able to move. That also we discussed. Next, breathing rate. The number of times a person breathe in a minute. One breath is equal to one inhalation plus one exhalation. So that is the breathing, that breath, how many times a person breathe in a minute, that is called breathing rate. That breathing rate in average for a normal person while doing normal work, it will be 15 to 18 times in a minute. And while doing heavy work, while playing or doing some heavy work, the breathing rate will be 25 times per minute. It will be maximum 25 times in a minute we will breathe. So up to this, in this class we will discuss, and which part of our body help us to breathe. Normally through the nostrils we inhale and it enters into our lungs. That oxygen reaches up to the lungs, and from there only the blood absorbs the oxygen and takes that oxygen to all parts of our body. So that the structure of the lungs and functioning and all we will see in the next class. Okay, thank you children.